Hello and welcome. My name is Umi and this is Deb's Corner. Yes. So today I want to talk about balancing diplomacy and firmness, especially when it comes to workplace scenario. Okay. In the realm of interpersonal relationships, whether in the workplace or in your personal life, there's a need to strike a balance between diplomacy and firmness. And I know that this can actually be very tough sometimes. The ability to maintain a courteous and tactful demeanor while also being resolute and assertive when necessary is a hallmark of effective communication and leadership. As an admin manager, I consistently encounter various employee-related challenges in my role. And this includes conflict resolutions, permissions, task delegation, and other work-related issues. So it's important to know that among these employees as well, some of them are my friends. Striking a balance between being professional or between my professional responsibilities and maintaining these personal relationships demands a delicate approach. So I aim to avoid appearing as authoritarian or unfriendly while still ensuring that we meet our project deadlines. Additionally, it's essential to address any concerns about favoritism that may arise when assigning tasks to employees. And this is where the heart of diplomacy comes in. Diplomacy is often associated with qualities such as tact, empathy, and effective communication. It's the art of handling situations gracefully, even when faced with differing opinions, conflicts, or challenges. And this is why it is very crucial. Some people mistake diplomacy for being weak. They sometimes are often referred to people who are diplomatic as being weak, but I strongly disagree with this. Also, diplomacy plays a pivotal role in resolving conflicts. It helps to foster open dialogues and encourages compromise. It helps to build bridges and mend relationships. In a workplace setting, diplomacy promotes positive team dynamics. It ensures that colleagues interact respectfully even when they disagree. We cannot underestimate the power of being diplomatic, okay? It gives room for mutual respect. It is also essential to apply some diplomacy, when dealing with clients and stakeholders, because it helps you to maintain relationships, and this can also be key to your business. But on the flip side, there are situations when you need to be firm. Being firm becomes essential. Sometimes firmness is necessary to establish and maintain boundaries. It helps ensure that others respect your limits and expectations. Leaders must be firm when making difficult decisions, especially when they impact the organization's well-being or when enforcing policies. In the face of underperformance or violations of workplace rules, firmness is required. It's required to hold individuals accountable and maintain standards. However, achieving the right balance between diplomacy and firmness is a skill that requires practice and self-awareness. And I think this is some skill that some people lack, and that's why they just sometimes have difficulty in managing their boss-subordinate relationship. You see, you need to start by actively listening to others and you understand their perspective, their concerns and emotions. Don't be forceful about things and don't act like because you're the boss you need to shove it down their throats. This will lay it will lay the groundwork for a diplomatic response. Then you should also learn to empathize with the feelings and viewpoints of others. Demonstrating empathy can soften a firm message and make it more palatable. You know how they say that you can tell someone to go to hell and they'll gladly want to go. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. So be clear and concise in your communication. Diplomacy is not about beating around the bush, okay? Just clearly state your point of view and your expectations. Not every situation requires a firm stance. So use discernment to determine when it is necessary to be firm and when a diplomatic approach will suffice. But you also have to bear in mind that you need to be consistent in your behavior. Colleagues and peers will appreciate knowing what to expect from you. Having said that, we need to also talk about drawing the line between work and friendship, because I think this is where This is the major reason why we're even talking about this, because you know that as a leader or as a boss, or as someone in a managerial position, and you've got friends, but perhaps your friends are your subordinates, there is a need for you to be able to draw the line between your friends and your boss without coming across as being rude, and without also ultimately affecting the relationship that exists between you and your subordinates. However, I must state this and I must note this, that you're there for the job. You're there for the job and you're not there to make friends. Even though in the course of the job, it's inevitable that we eventually have to become friends, or we eventually make friends, But at the same time, the job must not suffer because you have friends, okay? So if such relationships will jeopardize your reputation in the company, then you should start to think about this kind of relationship and draw the lines. Okay, so let's talk about drawing the line between work and friendship, okay? So maintaining a professional boundary, whether while building positive workplace relationship, is another challenge, in today's world. But we can successfully navigate this by practicing some of the following. So I think we should practice transparency about our intentions and boundaries. If you're in a leadership role, just communicate clearly with your teams. Just let them know that while you value them as colleagues, you must maintain professional boundaries. Let them know that from the onset. Yes, I'm your friend, but I'm also your boss. So, because you see, it's possible to be friendly and approachable without crossing the line into friendship. Keep personal matters separate from work discussion. I think that's one thing you should learn to do. When Nigerians will say see finish now because of those things. So if you can avoid scenarios that can bring about see finish, I think you can effectively run that your position as a boss and still maintain your relationship with your friends or subordinates at work. I think you must learn to also treat employees and colleagues fairly and equally. So the fact that A is your friend and B is not so close to you does not mean that B gets the lashing, B gets all the tough work, all the hard work, and all the abuse and all of that, while A works freely and does nothing because she's the friend of the boss. So we need to avoid showing professional treatments to our friends, as it can undermine team morale and trust. And if conflicts arise, you need to learn how to address them professionally and impartially. Don't let your personal friendship cloud your judgment or decision making. You need to be mindful of oversharing your personal information. Keep your personal matters private and encourage others to do the same. And when we begin to tell ourselves, secrets, it's not like it's completely bad to have someone you share with, but I mean, in a workplace scenario, you have to leave that room for times when you need to be a boss. You need to leave a room for that. So the moment you start to put yourself out there, and everybody knows that, okay, this is the issue, or that is the issue, or this is this about you, it weakens you. It weakens your power and resolve to make certain decisions and to be firm in certain instances. So I'll say in conclusion that finding a balance between diplomacy and firmness, and then establishing clear boundaries between work and relationship at workplace, they are essential skills for fostering positive, effective, and respectful relationships in both professional and personal spheres. So these skills not only enhance communication, but it also contributes to a harmonious and productive working environment. So please guys, if you are in a leadership position, if you are in a managerial role, you should be able to learn to strike a balance between being diplomatic and being firm. Some people are just used to being firm all the time, they're so unapproachable, you don't even know what to get from them, like and such things affect the productivity of your staff, of your subordinates, because I mean, you're supposed to be the one who mentors them, who guides them into becoming productive. And when they cannot approach you, when they cannot come to you for help because they know that you're such a difficult person, then it affects their productivity. And you must understand something: the moment your team fails, you have failed as a leader. Okay, I hope this has helped someone who is in a position of authority, and I also hope it helps someone too who happens to be the one taking the orders to understand that there are differences in the way bosses approach situations, and I hope that can help you further understand that boss that you term as difficult. Yeah, they may seem difficult, but I mean that's the approach. All right, so thank you. That's all for today. That's all I have for today. So please, if you like my content and you like my channel, could you please hit the subscribe button. You're just passing by and then you stumble on this page, please hit the subscribe button. Yeah, share this content. Someone out there might need it. Follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. I'm on WordPress, I'm on bloggers.com, I'm on LinkedIn. Okay, so follow me on all of this social media platform. Let's connect and let's talk. So till we see you again, it's me, your girl with me. I love you.